What's up, tribe? Thank you for being here and welcome to my channel. Today's post is titled Qualities, and Matias starts it by commenting on the extensive talk we had yesterday prior to the first Virgo constellation alignment / meditation. So I'd recommend you check that out first, both the blog and the alignment. You can read the blog on yosoy.red or listen to it on my channel on Matias de Stefano's education playlist. And I also leave a link to Matias's channel for the meditations in the description box. That being said, let's get started. As usual, this is a dialogue between Matias and his higher self, so I'd be referring to Matias as me and his higher self as I am. Me. In the extensive talk yesterday during the alignment, you gave me the image of the 12 signs of the zodiac to explain that one of our great challenges is to understand the unit while respecting the characteristics and capacities of each of the parts that make up the whole. This left me thinking that many times we do not think about what those qualities of our own are. I am, as I showed you yesterday, the mind will seek to analyze the details of each of the parts, as in the Cartesian scientific method. To arrive at a result or answer that gives us understanding, it is necessary to analyze the parts and the process by which said result is reached. The only way to become the cosmos is through the order of its parts, since the word cosmos comes from the Greek and means order. If I do not put order to all things that are inside me, I cannot understand what I am, what I possess. If I don't understand the different parts of reality, I can't understand the meaning of existence. And each of these parts plays a fundamental role, as it has its positive and negative properties. It has its own tools that, when correctly combined with the others, me, as we speak, we cannot hope to find order just by feeling, by waiting for things to settle themselves. It is like the wrong concept of faith, which implies a certainty that something will happen and that the fact that it happens is above my actions, or thinking of the confused concept of hope, which is precisely waiting for something to happen and that's out of my reach. The typical phrase that is usually used, time puts everything in its place, or time solves everything, are false beliefs, because time is nothing more than a result of our actions and attitudes in space. We have to do things to make things happen, and if I don't understand those things and their qualities, I will never see results. I am, in the spiritual world, the order of the universe is usually trusted so much that the scientific search, the step-by-step, the analysis of things to understand them becomes unworthy. Understanding reality is not trusting that it exists, but implies knowing it, understanding it, assimilating it in each of its factors. The alchemy of the being is not mental magic. It's applied chemistry, from the Arabic and Greek alchemia, pouring together, unifying elements. This is a process of the mind. The task is to learn nature, to overcome oneself through awareness, and this is only achieved by analyzing the parts that compose me, honoring the differences and qualities of each of my organs. I will know how to take care of them. By understanding the properties of each food, I will know how to nourish myself. Understanding the potentialities of each chakra, I will know how to connect and activate them. By understanding their connection, I will know how to locate them and recognize their position and their logic in the order that they are expressed in my body. Accepting that I call their energetic potentials emotions, I can identify what vibrates in me and what I lack. By recognizing the forces that compose me, I can activate my capacities, my abilities, and open myself to assimilate what I lack. And in this process, I recognize my ability to expand or my limiting conflicts. Thus, understanding my beliefs about the world, this will allow me to free myself from preconceptions and free others from my prejudices, thus valuing the qualities of each of the people around me, knowing now that each one is like those chakras or organs of my body which play a role, a fundamental being different. We cannot pretend that all the organs of our bodies are heart and that all work for service with love, because the body would not exist. We would die. The order is to know oneself, to understand each part that generates me, to give it the value that corresponds to it, to honor the place it occupies, the tool it provides, and in this way live in harmony with the cosmos. Me, not expecting others to be like me, or as it seems to me, or is convenient according to my beliefs, but to understand that the capacities, abilities, and personality forms of each one are useful for the functioning of the whole. That is why governments or institutions do not work, because it is as if each organ of the body, instead of collaborating, delegates power to a single organ of the body. That is why the concept of unity should be understood more as a mechanism of many different entities building a single being and being parts of it, than as many beings with the same idea, philosophy, thought, or feeling being one. I am, therefore, each of the individuals, before thinking about the social beliefs that limit us, which is always easier because in this way the other is blamed. What they must first do is recognize their own beliefs, those that make oneself. Identifying each of them is like finding the numbers that make up the code to open a safe. They are hidden in each one, and it may take years to discover them, but it's important to start thinking about them, to recognize what they are, and that those beliefs are what filter the information of everything we receive from the divine consciousness of everything. Me, I made my list, in which I discovered and became aware of my beliefs of being an envoy from the universe, my belief that I have a purpose commanded by the celestial spheres, my belief that everything I do is by a mandate from past lives, my belief that there is always someone who knows more and I am nothing, my belief that I am useless despite everything I do, my belief that I do not deserve to be loved, that men are not worthy, that the human being is a bacterium. All of them, positive and negative, have shaped my way of being. What I have done in each step, I have recognized that many of the beliefs that I inherited, I managed to transform, such as the belief of not being worthy, or the belief of racism, the belief of the messianic envoy. I could even see that some of these beliefs came from my grandfather, others from my grandmother. I am, and there are many more that you still don't see, but that you will gradually discover. Write them down. Don't let them fly in your mind. This is a list of the components that make you be. It is the recipe of your creation. Recognizing the ingredients that make up your beliefs is the key to understanding what your information filters are. Every channel and communicator receives the information of her higher self from the crown, and the same, according to her beliefs, translates the information into her own language. This does not mean that beliefs must be eliminated, but rather that they must be recognized. And by doing so, I can identify when I speak a truth from my own belief. And I will know how to inform others about this before sharing. In this way, I free myself and I free others. Me. And how do I transform my beliefs? I am through your qualities. Quality is a set of particular, own, and unique capacities of each individual. They are the innate abilities in you that are expressed from you. There are positive qualities and negative qualities. There are qualities that are awake and active in you, and there are qualities that you lack, that are lacking in you, and that you seek. As in the atomic nature, your active qualities, the ones you possess, are the strength you deliver, which make you stand out. And the negative ones, the one you lack, are the ones you look for in others through admiration, the need to learn, to object what you lack, like atoms sharing electrons. Me. So I'm supposed to acknowledge my qualities as well as my beliefs. I am identifying the qualities that you possess is understanding the role that you fulfill in the group. It is to realize what you are capable and the tools that you have to give to others. In the same way, by recognizing what you lack, you will know what you are looking for in your friends, in your partners, in your groups and colleagues. You will discover why you choose the people with whom you share your life, and you will understand the appearance of these conflicting characters on the path of life. Me, I understand. I think that many times identifying our own qualities and those that we lack is very complicated because we were educated not to be selfish, and sometimes recognizing what is good about us gives us a bit of shame, as if it were actually feeding the ego more than it should. It is more common or normal to say that those qualities cannot be said by me, but that others are the ones who should say it. In other words, I can say that I am a very good friend, but that might not be true, and my friends do not think the same. How do I know that what I consider a quality is not an idea of something that I really lack? I am, it's very possible, by reflex, that many people believe that they are something that they are not, but they decide to believe it because they need it. By saying that they are, they start looking for ways to assimilate it and become it. The external look is the one that will reflect who you are. So you must observe the world around you and tell yourself, I am a very good friend of my friends. And there, open your eyes and think about your relationships with friends. How are they? Are they sincere? Me, you know, now that you mention it, for example, I wrote that one of my qualities is precisely being a good friend. However, now that you put it this way, I understand something that I usually do many times, and that is that I think of myself as a good friend because I do my best so that my friends can achieve their dreams, have what they want, and if I analyze it well, that he has a very far-fetched, hidden feeling, which is to buy friendship and love. The more I give to my friends, the more love I will receive in return. And looking back, I realized that many of the friends I lost was precisely because of doing everything they wanted or trying to give them what they were looking for. So it wasn't really being a good friend, one of my qualities, but one of my needs and shortcomings. From the moment I let go of this belief that love has to be earned, I stopped giving as before and began to enjoy with my friends, and now I feel much more balanced in that regard. I am. It is precisely for this reason that we must think very well what we write. Not always what I believe about myself is the truth, in the same way that what others see is not always the truth. Therefore, I must take the responsibility of recognizing what are my awake qualities and what are my dormant qualities. Close your eyes and analyze. Think of all those qualities that you consider to have as a person, active in your ego, and without shame or preconceptions, dare to write them and analyze them, thinking about whether this statement has given the correct results in your life. And in the next column, write down the ones that you know you are missing, that you perhaps see in your friends and partners, your idols, and project your need to awaken that in yourself. Write them down and think about why you think they are asleep in you and why you haven't done anything to wake them up. Me, I just write down and analyze without seeking to awaken them. I am, exactly, because we are here analyzing what and why. Until you understand the parts that compose you, you will not understand the functionality of the entire organism. Me, this is like eating flour every day and not understanding why your belly hurts. Until I understand how the stomach, the gallbladder, the intestines, and all the organs and their daily functions work, I will not understand the harm it is doing to me or the limits and capacities that each one possesses. And only then did I decide to change my diet through knowing the facts. I am. So take your notebook and write down qualities below, 2 columns. In one, those I have, and in another, those that I miss. Open up and without shame or worry about the ego, write down everything you know you are and what you need to be complete. Me, I begin by acknowledging that I am grateful for all of this. I am. I am in you. I am one of your qualities.